anyone can create automated niche membership sites using free content overnight. In this short introductory video, we're going to cover why you should build a membership site the overnight way, the mindset you need to be successful using this method. I'll give you a quick overview of what each module is going to cover, and I'm going to give you some ideas for how you can multiply your profits from your membership site in a very short period of time. First, let's take a look at what we're trying to achieve by building a membership site the overnight way. First and foremost, we want to create an income, and we want to do that really quickly. There's no reason why you should spend weeks or even months setting up a website without any idea if it's going to make any money. There are a surprisingly small number of things you have to do before you can start accepting paid members into your site. So we're going to focus first on those things so you can get up and running, making money as soon as possible. And we're going to be focusing on recurring income. That is, you make one sale and you get paid multiple times. Now, apart from the obvious benefits, there's some deeper things going on as well, things like security and predictability. It's a great feeling to know that at the start of every month, you've got money coming in. Even if it's only $1,000, you've got a small membership site doing $1,000 a month. You know that at the start of that month, you'll have $1,000. And any extra promotion you do, any extra members you add, is just going to add to that. Whereas if you have an ebook, and you might have a really good month and sell $10,000 worth of that ebook, but then next month you still start from zero. So every month you're starting over again. Whereas when you build a membership site, you start with a determined figure, and you build on that every month. We're going to try and automate as much as we possibly can. It's no secret that membership sites can be a lot of work, especially if you don't really know what you're doing. So we're going to set things up from the very beginning to minimize your effort and your involvement. Now, our ultimate goal with all of this is to create an asset that we can either sell and make a lot of money off of, or that we can keep and just have it churning out profits for us month in, month out. There's two parts to the membership site asset. The first is you've got a list of buyers. Now, a list of buyers is worth at least 10 times what a list of prospects is worth. And you've also got continuity income. That is, you've got money coming in every single month. And the more members you have, the more money you've got coming in, the more your asset is worth. Now, you can sell a membership site for around about 10 times your monthly earnings. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. That's, say you've got a membership site, it's a small site just doing $1,000 a month. You could fairly easily sell that site for about $10,000. And that's a whole business model in itself. You can create membership sites, just how I'm going to teach you, get them up to a level where they're earning maybe $1,000 to $3,000 a month, and then flip them for 10 times as much. And I'll teach you how to do that. We want to do all of this overnight. Now, you might not get it done overnight your very first go. There are things to learn, and it will depend on some of your technical expertise and what you've done in the past, but there's no way this will take you any more than a couple of days at most, and once you get all the techniques down, you'll be able to do them overnight without any issues. The actual technical side of setting up a membership site, you can do that in about 10 minutes. The writing the copy and getting the marketing, you can get that done in a couple of hours when you follow the system I give you, and your initial content, again, that can be done in a couple of hours. Getting all of this done overnight, or at least within a few days, most of it is mindset. There's about 20% which is your experience and what you've done in the past and how quickly you can do things, but about 80% is actually your mindset. So let's take a quick look at that. Probably the biggest reason I see people failing online is simply a lack of focus. They're jumping around from one opportunity to another. They never finish any projects, and they never get anything profitable. So the big thing we want to focus on right now is focus. Focus on this business model. If you've decided that this is what you want to do, do it. Focus on it and get a project finished, and then get it out the door and get it profitable. That's the only way to succeed. You can still focus and fail because you've focused on the wrong thing. So I'm going to talk a lot about the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule basically says that 20% of your efforts give you 80% of your results. Now, people talk about this a lot, but I don't really think they understand the implications of it. So think of it like this. Just say you had a business and you're working in that business 5 days a week and you're earning $100,000. That's pretty good. But the Pareto principle says that you could still get 80% of those results with 20% of the effort if you were just to focus on the most productive 20%. So that would slash your work week from 5 days a week down to just one, and you'd still be making $80,000. I don't know about you, but for me, making the most money possible isn't my ultimate goal. I'm in business because of the lifestyle. I like working from home, I like being my boss, I like doing what I want. That's the ultimate goal for me. So if I can work 1 day a week and make $80,000, that's a lot more attractive to me than working 5 days a week for the extra $20,000. So the 80-20 rule is going to tell us where we need to focus, and you'll hear me talking about that a bit more as we go through the program. Simplicity really is the key with this business model. We're not NASA, we're just building a membership site. And no matter how great you think your membership site is, it's still just a membership site. You don't need to make things any more complex than they already are. Good enough really is good enough. Now, there are a lot of great, really powerful scripts you can use that do some really fancy things. You don't need them. They are good, they can help you, but especially when you're just getting started, they just add unnecessary complexity to the project. So if you've got one and you know how to use it, you've got software or scripts, fine, go ahead and use them, but they're definitely not necessary, and I'll be showing how you can do everything without using any of those fancy scripts. I'm going to be talking a bit about the publisher model later on. The publisher model you may have heard about before. It's where you act as a publisher. You collect information, you publish information, and then you promote the information, but you don't actually create the information. If you do have your own content and you want to use that in your membership site, that's great, you can do that. But if you don't, then most people aren't experts at anything. Most people are not niche experts. So if you don't have your own content, that's fine. We're going to focus a lot on the publisher model and how you can use free content and other content sources to quickly build your membership site, no matter what niche you want to go in. Using a pen name, I think, is a really, really beneficial idea. And I've been using pen names in my niche efforts for a long time, mostly to hide my business from other marketers. I don't want people stealing my ideas or copying my websites. But just recently I've been hearing about a much more profound reason for using a pen name, and that is it separates your ego from the business. It allows you to create products and create websites and create content that doesn't have your name on it, so it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. You can get it out the door 95% done and still feel good about it, because if it fails or if there's something wrong with it, your name's not on it, and that's a really liberating feeling. I know a lot of people, they're kind of scared to fail, and they're also scared to succeed, and if you've got your name on something, it's really difficult putting it out there on the internet, because if it does fail, it's your name that goes up in smoke. So using a pen name is a really smart idea, especially when you're just first entering new niches. It also allows you to focus more on the sales and not on making friends. When I make sales to people and I sell people my products, I kind of start to feel like they're my friend, and I feel like I have to over-deliver and keep providing value. And that's great for them and it's great for the relationship, but it doesn't make my business any more money. So by using a pen name in niche marketing efforts, it allows you to focus more on the sales, not get involved with people, and not start making friends with everyone you sell to. So I'd strongly advise using a pen name if you are entering a new niche. If you're already in a niche and you want to create a membership site around that niche, go ahead and use your name. You've got established credibility and authority. That's great. If not, I'd suggest using a pen name, especially when you're first getting started. And failing is a really good thing. Most people never succeed in life because they don't fail enough. If you look at every single sports star that has had massive success, they've also had massive failure. They've failed more than anyone else. That's why they succeeded. So failing is a good thing. And the beauty of using this business model is that you don't have a huge investment in your website. You spend a couple of days, maybe a week maximum, creating this and getting it out the door. And if it does fail, it's not a big deal to throw it away and start again. I've seen people who have worked on websites for 8 to 10 months before they've actually opened the doors and started selling anything. And when it doesn't work, it's really hard to throw that away. You spent almost a year creating a website and you've got a lot of emotional baggage in that website. It's very hard just to throw it away and start again. And sometimes that's the best thing to do. So with this model, we're going to create websites really quickly, get them out the door. If they succeed, brilliant. We're going to expand them and grow them, maybe sell them. We're going to turn them into huge profit enterprises. But if they don't work, we'll spend a little bit of time trying to test them and tweak them and make them work. If we still don't have any luck, we're just going to throw them away and start again. That's the beauty of this. You've only got a small investment in each website. There are 5 core modules to the training: the membership, construction, content, marketing, and automation. And then there's one bonus module where I go through a live example of me going through each of the modules and creating a new business live on camera. That's going to be really exciting and I can't wait to do that. But first, let's take a look through each of the modules. First module is the membership module. This is where we're going to make all our high-level business decisions. Things like choosing a market. I've found at least 5 different requirements that you should look for when choosing a market. I've also found a ton of hot markets that have got tons of proven buyers, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. We're going to look at choosing a theme for your membership site. Things like the type of site, whether it's going to be a how-to site, some kind of service, a community-based site. There are pros and cons to each approach, and we'll look at them. We'll look at choosing a topic for your site. Think of it as the niche within the niche. And by doing this, you'll be able to get higher conversions. It'll make your content a lot tighter. You'll lower the refunds and lower your cancel rates, and it will allow you to sell at a higher price as well. Specialty services always sell for more, and if they don't, they can justify selling for more. So we'll look at how to do that. We'll look at the delivery of your site. You can use an autoresponder, you can use a website, you can do a combination of those two. You can also do physical products. Again, there are pros and cons to each approach, and there are different ways you can combine them all, so we'll look at that. Finally, we're going to look at pricing. How much you should charge, how often you should charge, and possibly the most important thing, the offer. There are lots of different ways to actually structure the offer. And that is the price combined with the terms, combined with the guarantee, and you can get up to a 30% increase just by changing the offer. So I'm going to spend a good amount of time looking at different offers and different ways you can get more members into your site. The construction module is all about building your website. First, we'll look at the different membership software that's available. I'm going to show you how to basically set up a membership site completely for free. I'll also look at some of the scripts available and help you choose one of them if that's the route you want to go. We'll also look at using autoresponders as your membership delivery system. We're going to look at content management systems, both using software, static HTML, even using autoresponders as a content management system. We'll touch quickly on graphics and how they can increase both the perceived value of your offer and of your actual content as well. And we'll look at how you can take payments. The content module is all about creating your content, or at least gathering your content. As I mentioned before, we're going to be talking a lot about the publisher model. I think this is the most powerful model when you're first getting started with membership sites. You don't need any of your own content. You don't need to be an expert at anything. You can literally just pick and choose the best content available out there and use it on your site. It's all about gathering and marketing information. I'm going to talk a lot also about free content. I've found a lot of cool ways to get premium quality free content. I'm talking text, video, audio, some really high quality stuff, absolutely free. We'll look at how you can outsource both the creation of your content, the formatting and maintenance of your content, updating, all that kind of stuff that you don't want to do. We'll look at how to outsource that and how to do it really cheaply. We're going to look at lots of software as well. Software you can use to create information, format your information, ways that you can increase the perceived value of your information. And then I've got a lot of tips I've picked up over the years on how to increase the stick rate of your members, how to increase conversions on your website, how to lower refunds, how to lower the cancel rate, and basically how you can work less and make more money. Marketing is probably the most important aspect of your membership site. It doesn't matter how good your content is. If people don't know about it, you're not going to make any sales. The two keys to marketing any site are traffic and conversion. On the traffic side, we're going to look at my favorite way to get traffic, and that's through joint ventures. I'll also look at a number of paid ways to get traffic and a number of free ways to get traffic. As with everything, there are pros and cons to each. There's nothing wrong with either way, so we'll look at the benefits of both of them. On the conversion side, I'm going to give you a simple membership site sales letter formula. I find most copywriters make the copywriting process a lot more difficult than it needs to be. So I'm going to give you a pretty simple formula you can follow to create a sales letter that gets the job done. And we'll also look at front-end and back-end offers you can use to both get more people into your membership site and to sell them more products both on the front end and the back end. The last core module in the training is automation. We'll look at how to systemize your membership site, why you want to systemize it, when you want to systemize it. If you start trying to systemize it too early, it can be very inefficient, and if you leave it too late, you can get stuck working in the business for too long and you won't make as much money as you probably should. I'll look at outsourcing as well, what you can outsource, when you want to look to outsourcing, the little tips and tricks I've picked up. I'll also give you my one-man automation method, what I call future content. This will allow you to set up a membership site, and in a number of days you can create a site that will run completely on autopilot for years to come. You won't have to touch it at all. And we'll also look at member content. This is a really cool way to automate a part of your business by allowing members to create the content for you. I'll show how you can encourage member content, how you can filter it to get better quality content, and finally how you can repurpose that content and make more money from it. Finally, in the bonus module, I'm going to show you a live example where I go through this entire process in a brand new niche where I have no experience, no contacts, no content, none of that stuff. It's going to be really exciting. I've never done this before, and either way, whether it turns out to be a really profitable site or whether it just completely falls over, it's going to be a really good learning experience. Like I said before, there's nothing wrong with failing. Failing's good. The more you fail, the more you're going to succeed. So this will be an exciting process, and you'll get to look over my shoulder every step of the way. You'll see why I made decisions, how I made the decisions, how I built the site, all that kind of stuff. And you'll also see the results from that. So that's going to be a really cool little project. And the training's split up into two basic sections. You've got the core modules and the technical how-to parts. Now the core modules are all about the theory. And theory is great. You need to know the theory so that you know why you're doing things and you get to see the big picture a bit clearer. But at the same time, you don't want to get caught up on the theory. You want to make fast decisions and then take action, because taking action is where the money is. Now the technical how-to sections, they're going to be step-by-step how-to videos, basically walking you through various stages of each process. I'll show you things like where to find membership site ideas, how to set up a simple membership site without any special software, where you can find free content, and how to automate the delivery of your content. All those sort of things are going to be in that. Once you've gone through this entire process, you're going to have a fully functioning membership site, and there's going to basically be two outcomes. It'll either be profitable or it won't be profitable. Now, if it is profitable, there are a couple of different ways you can further monetize that site. You can go deep with the site and basically further develop it, add things like forums, different tools, more content, scripts. You can start making it a bit more robust, fill out the product line, create new lead generation products, add products on the back end so you can make bigger back end sales. You can also take it wide. You can take the model that you've created for one niche and use it in another niche. For example, if you created a website for a dentist, teaching them how to do marketing, that content, while it's specifically for a dentist, the content's still going to be very, very similar for any other niche, just say the chiropractic niche or a doctor niche. You could quite easily take that exact same membership site, put a different front end on it so that it looks different, and open up a chiropractic membership site. So that's another way you can leverage the effort that you've put in for this first site. And you can also flip sites. I talked about this quickly before, but membership sites can sell for big bucks simply because, well, the two reasons I mentioned before. You've got, first of all, a list of buyers, which is a profitable thing in itself, but you've also got continuity income. You've got a guaranteed or virtually guaranteed income stream, and you can sell it for somewhere in the region of 10 times monthly earnings. It's going to be different for every site, but around about that. Now, on the flip side, you can go through this whole process and build a site that doesn't sell. Now, the steps in the process are designed so that you minimize this as much as possible, but the bottom line is it does happen. Not everything you create is going to be an absolute winner. And if it doesn't make profits right from the start, you've got two options. The first one, and the one I'd advise you to take, is to start testing. You can test things on your sales letter, like your headline and the offer. You can test the positioning of your product, the specific niche you're going after. You can test different traffic sources. There's so many different variables in there that can turn a really poorly performing site into a huge profit maker, and do it really quickly. So that's the first area I'd look at, is testing things and tweaking your site. If you do that and you still can't get it profitable, there's a chance that it's just a dud. The market doesn't want to buy it. You've only got a couple of days invested, maybe a week or two at most with all your testing, so you can scrap it and start again. It's that simple. You don't have a lot of time invested. So go and start with a new one. Take what you've learned, take the lessons that you learned, and move on to a different niche, a different product, a different idea. The bottom line is simple membership sites like this can be very profitable, but you're not always going to hit one out of the park, especially on your first go. You want to get your ideas to market as fast as possible and work out the details as you go. Speed of implementation is one of the most powerful skills you can develop, and I promise, the faster you can get your products to market and the faster you act on your ideas, the more money you're going to make.